Boom, we're live. Hey everybody. And welcome back. Let's have some fun today. We are gonna continue with our cafe design. Last time we just made the basics. We barely put around some Legos, which are supposed to be the placeholders. And today we're gonna actually go ahead and start populate this entire scene. Now the thing that I've done in preparation for this thing, which was off camera, was actually for this part outside. I wanted to find something that would be more interesting. So what I did is actually screwed around a bit, and I managed to find a Matterport from an actual cafe, which allows us to go ahead and look around for something similar. Now, this is very similar, the entire structure here is very similar to what we have in our scene. So I could probably like pick some of this stuff off and make our outside or our exterior encasement here more interesting. Because there's a bunch of like very intricate design as to how this thing is made with all that big metal and those coils. So kind of looks cool. And at the same time, we also have for chairs, a chair design like this, which was very, very similar. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the same chair that was posted from the last stream. But let me just see if I can find it. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, it's this one. There you go. The same exact thing, but this is a low chair, while this is a high chair. So we can either use the low chair or this thing. There you go. Restream can be useful for you to create live streams simultaneously on different platforms. Alright. That would be interesting to do. I should probably check it out. Although it's going to be very interesting to deal with comments coming from both sides. Yay! Anyways, I'm going to leave it up to you guys to help me out about this stream today. So let me just open up my Discord. And we're going to start creating stuff right away. I'll give you my 2 cents on what I think about how we should take this thing. And you're going to give me your ideas. And somewhere in the middle, we're going to meet and we're going to create something. So we got Discord up and running. All right. Just go over in here. Whatever you have, drop it in the streaming related. And yep. That's the way you share stuff with me. What is this? Okay. All right, that's something I need to read about later. So, all right, put it here. Now, where do we start from? Are we going to play around with the exterior first, or are we going to start and deal with the interior? What do you guys think? One thing that I did notice is that in the Matterport of this cafe that I was looking at, they actually have a very interesting way that they've dealt with the large openings for their windows, like in here. So they've basically made it so it's like a seating arrangement, like this, with these long seats, some tables. So yeah, looks rather interesting. And another thing is that, as you can see here, they have like the plaster drywall. On top of it, they have this sort of a metal, which kind of looks like an ornate. And on top of that, there is actual wood. And this is plywood, if not mistaken. So, yeah. And also, this is the same thing going across the whole place. Like even the bar, as you can see, everything is in this manner. So it's going to be interesting to see how this thing works. All right, so let's deal with this thing first then. I want to get rid of this placeholder, and for this I am going to use something similar like we saw on this Matterport over here. So as you can see, it has some basic cylinders going across, interconnected with some other ones for base structural stability, and then you have some smaller ones to help drive the whole thing. So let's go ahead and create that one first. All right, let me isolate. There we go. I just created this one. So I'm going to use this as a base. And for this, let's start adding in these guys. So the first thing I want to do is have my corner pieces. So for the corner pieces, I'm going to take this. Like that, that's fine. One over there is a placeholder. There we go, another one over here. And two more on, actually, I don't think we're gonna need two over here because this one will go up on the actual wall. So these two can actually get rotated around 90 degrees, put them up, and these can be the ones that are gonna go like this. And now just get one more copy to go like this. All right, let me see if I can get the Matterport one. Give me a sec. All right, check the streaming related this one. So this is the link to that Matterport. So if you want to look at it, go over here, you can see it. All right, let's get this thing in here. All right, cool. Now I got these guys on. So what I do want to do is I actually want to select all of them, isolate them, and start dealing with them individually. Like first of all, I'm going to do is just make this thing as an instance, align it over here, pivot to pivot, that's fine. Instead of 7, select the 6, there we go. That's fine. So now what I can do is just go over here and locally move this thing, which will not work at all. All right. Oh, it's gonna work. Nope. What the hell? Why won't it just move? Local aligned. No. All right. View then. There we go. Just like this. That's gonna be fine. Now attach over here like this. So now I can do just select both of these, bridge them together to get this very nice connection. Now remove this thing, and there we go. We get this sharp turn there, but not that sharp actually. So just hold down shift. Let's make it so it looks like it's bent, not actually sawn. Okay, so the corners of that thing are okay. All right, cool, that's fine. So now just move it as an instance over there. Remove the bottom ones. All right, that's cool. Now the corner ones, let's see how do they do this. Okay, Let me move in and see the corner. Ah, the corner is hidden behind. All right, so the corners is basically welded over here. Some nice welds going across. Not bad, we can do this. All right, so let's weld that thing together like that then. All right, and let's do the thing over here. So one inset like this. Put in two edges. I do want to use a turbo smooth on this. See how it's gonna look. There we go. This. Oh yeah. Okay. Remove that one. So now turbo smooth will stop there. That's fine. Goes to here, and here I can have that middle part with the extension going out. For that one, all I need is just a box to help me. Well, instead of doing a box, let's start off with a cylinder. It's going to be easier to do it. There we go. Drop in an edit poly, remove all of this. There we go. So right, bridge this around, bridge this around. If I go in like this and then bridge it around, I get this thing as a whole. Do I want to have it as a whole? Let's see. I want to see how this thing is gonna react with not this geometry regularizer loops. 50%. Rapid tool geometry edge regularizer down to 50%. And of course it's gonna rotate because why not? There we go. One in there, one in there, one there. Turbo smooth on. Doesn't have one on the corners, but it's a small detail, so really won't be that much of an interest to spend time to fix it. Just put it over here. Now pull it back into place and just make this thing easier. Collapse this like this. Let's see, the turbo smooth, no issues whatsoever. It's fine. All right, cool. Give it a different color. And the great thing about this is that I can actually make this thing into a coupling. So what I mean by this is just rotate it around. Okay, rotate 180. Now pull it down. So again, 30, so it gets to about like this. I'm gonna put two on both sides, and similar to like trains are being coupled together, this is what I'm going to do. Put one on this side, put another one on this side, and in this manner I basically have another thing that I can just put a joint through it, and this will make it so this can be like moved around. This thing as a whole can be just moved around and put on any place that I need it to be. So let's just isolate this, put in the the internal joint here. This thing like that. All right, make this thing a bit bigger. Well, actually, just I probably manually set this thing up to whatever size that we need it to be. That's actually fine on both sides. Now, add in one side over there, another one over here. I will remove the end caps. I don't like having those when I'm modeling this way. So now for this, well, actually, let's go ahead and add a symmetry to this. But before we add a symmetry, just center it. So I only need to do 1/2. All right, only work on the Z. So now if I select both of these, nope, so I need to select this one or not. All right, nope, there we go. And show end result is on. Now I can just work on this side and be done with it. Okay, so scale this out a bit. Put it like this, and all right, rapid tool, geometry, cap, quad connect. No, doesn't work that way. All right, whatever. Just cap it, or better yet, just do this and collapse. Now remove these guys off like this. Put in some extra geometry to hold the corners. On top of the symmetry, put a turbo smooth. And there we go. I could add just a few more edges over here though. I want to have this thing like this. There we go. Awesome. All right, so we have the coupling over on this side. I could take these guys off. Well, actually, just let's make this thing again as an instance of the original one. Put it over there. Align it. So now remove the first one. Okay, so edit poly over here. Make the make this one a tad bit higher, so it's kind of holding it up to here. And all right, let's continue on with this. Edit poly is fine. Okay. Same thing, delete this, scale inwards, collapse, put in the edges over there. The bottom one, really not needed. Now it's gonna be seen. All right, that's cool. Turbo smooth on top of it. There we have a nice rigid look. All right, awesome. So next thing I do need to is get all of these guys off to the other side. As a copy. All right, just a bit over. There we go. This line is centered with this one, so it's very, very centered. That's okay. That's cool. Now, select both of these again, change the color, save, because why not? And let's continue on with adding in the other elements. Now for this, let's see how the thing goes across. So the across from here, from what I can see, is just one cylinder, and it has a couple of so it has one in the middle going across and two from the corners. Oh yeah, but the thing here is that in this case this all just has one fall. In ours, we actually have one that's kind of straight. So we're gonna have to take that into account, which means that we will need to have one of these guys over here as a copy this time around. Turn around for 95 or 90. And let's just do it like this. Pull it in here so it's centered more or less. Pull it up. There we go. Cool. And I can also add the coupling there as well. So I go 90. This time around, drop this thing off. Let's see. Oh, almost. There we go. All right. That's okay. Let's see. Maybe it's another. Nope. That's fine then. So this is what I need to do. Put a symmetry on the Z. That's fine, but let's select just a symmetry and move it around until it gets to about here. There we go. Edit poly, select this, just move it until it meets. Again, let's add in a few connects. There we go. Awesome. All right, so select these guys off and mirror them on the X as a copy and just move them across on the other side. And of course this thing will be too long, but doesn't matter. Just move it up, move it back a bit like this, and right away we got this thing. All right, awesome. So if I have this thing now, what I can do, since it's the same length everywhere, I can just go ahead, select what we just created up there and copy it down over to this place as well. So it's going to be the same exact geometry, it's just a different placement. There we go. Let's just make sure it's the same height as this one. There we go. Okay. Now there is a couple of more, but the good thing about this is since we already have these, I can just select now this one, but damn it. All right. I would have to go ahead and from here select the base and detach as a clone. That's fine. All right, we got the base now. Pull it over. What do we have here? All right, so it's just another inset. That's not a problem. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and This one can get collapsed. Turbo smooth, there we go. Alright, awesome. So if we have that, again, let's copy the joint. This one will go to the center. And one more time on the Y as a mirror. Y and Z. Yeah, there we go. Y and Z as a copy. Move it up to there. All right, awesome, that's fine. I'm gonna have to slightly offset this thing to the top. There we go. All right, so we got the big elements out of the way. Well, actually, there is two more coming from the bottom up to this point. But again, those are going to be easy to create since we already have this base element. So let's drop in one over here as a copy. Edit poly. Move it over to the corner. They are at an angle, so that's fine. No issues there. And I will need just one more of these couplings. $90, that's fine. Move it down. The pivot is not centered at the actual center here. It's a bit of a problem, but just move it back into position and the problem is resolved. There we go. I don't need to animate this, I don't need to rig it, so the pivot is really not that important. Right, and another thing that I can see for these guys is that the bottom here is basically grounded, so it has something like this. Oh, there we go. Extrude this thing outwards. Oh, extrude on the local normal. A bit more maybe. Yeah, there we go. Let's try a flat 5. All right, that's cool. Delete the bottom one. And add in the support edges. All right, cool. Do the same thing over here. The good thing is that these are instanced, so whatever I do on this one is going to reflect on the other one. All right, do the same thing. Extrude 5 centimeters. Local normals. One edge there. Another one. This is why I always delete this bottom one. There we go. Could have just selected this edge over here and chamfered it, but then how would I had the fun time of trying to get this thing this way? There we go. All right, so it's fine like this. All right, awesome. Let's move it over on this side. As a copy, that's fine. Put it into position like this. That's almost perfect. There we go. All right, awesome. Well, we got the base for this, or we got the base for our exterior frame. Alright, it's fine, so it can be moved. Cool. Alright then, since we got this thing, the next thing would be probably to put in the support ones, the smaller ones. And then, well, those support, the smaller ones from what I can see over here, they serve a secondary purpose as well, because the primary one, again, is giving a structural stability in this case. But the second one, I'm guessing, is from what I can see here, they have a bunch of stuff laying around it, like lighting and, yeah, the sound boxes over here. So the speaker boxes, I'm guessing this is lighting again. Yeah. All right. For now, I'm not gonna add these guys on, because later on I want to maybe add them in to give us a more of a look to this thing. But for now, I'm just gonna select this, remove the out like this, and cool. We got the bare bones for the outer shell. So let me just select this and put this thing into its own layer. So exterior shell. Right, cool. Okay, now next thing I want to do is address some of my tables and chairs. So last time you guys shared some of the ideas that you guys had about what sort of a chair we should use. So let's go ahead and choose which one we're gonna actually model now. Let me open up the Discord. All right, we got the Discord here open. I was a big fan of this chair. I really liked how it looked. Kind of looked fancy. I liked it. So if you guys want to give me some good ideas other than this, I'm open for suggestions. Otherwise, we're going to start with this one, and then probably going to hop on over to doing this one, and maybe even doing the one that's up in here, like these chairs. Because from what I can see, this chair is basically the same chair that was shared last time, like this one, but this is just a high chair opposed to these being low chairs. Let's see. All right, I'm going to start off with this one though. This one is a simple one, so it shouldn't take that much time. And that will give you some time if you want to give me some advice or some suggestions on how to, or which ones we should model. I'm open for suggestions. Otherwise, we're just going to go ahead and do what we have from last time. So I'm going to save this again. I'm going to reset my scene. And all right, let me open up so I can see the size for this thing. So it's going to be bar chair size. Okay, so it says seat height should be okay. Copy image. Let's see. All Alright, this is what I'm looking at. So we got 56 to 80 centimeters for the height, base diameter 45, external width 40. Alright, let's make a base for this thing. So it's going to be base diameter of 45. Alright, radius, so 45 is 22.5. Yeah, this is 45 diameter. Radius, that's fine. The seat height should be 56 to 80. All right, so let's go to somewhere in the middle, 70. All right, so this is basically where the seat should be. Okay, so this is not the actual height of the chair, but the actual place where your butt goes. Okay. Let's put this thing in the middle. 0, 0, 0. And let's open up my images from last time. Nope, not you. Let's open you up. There we go. So how's this thing made actually? So it has one element, which is the base here. It has a second one, which is the actual seat. Third one is this metal piece over here. So, all right, this is actually very easy, come to think of it. So let's, first of all, let's start off with this thing. And just so I can actually get a better size or better shape, I'm gonna go ahead and make this thing into a blueprint that I can use as a background, and from there we'll start. All right, there we go. All right, hit it up with a blue one. 20. 30. Yeah, 30 is a bit too much. 20 then. Alright, save it. I don't need the original one. Details, so it's gonna be plain, fine. Four, 478 by 637. It's gonna be a lot bigger, but hey, doesn't matter. Once we're finished, I can just scale it down into the right proportions. But it's always easier when you're modeling stuff to model it at a higher resolution, or not higher resolution, but higher size. That way you don't have to deal with, if it's a smaller model, maybe you would deal with some clipping issues, but in this case, I don't think it's going to be an issue anyways, but it's not a problem. So hide this. There we go. All right. Move it back. Object properties. Freeze, show frozen and gray off, like always. And let's start off with like this thing. Like we said, we have a couple of elements. Let's start off with the easiest one, which is the base. For this one, it's very, very simple. Just go over like this. Maybe, well, actually, you know what? It's gonna be a lot easier if I go off and start from here. It's gonna be easier to trace it out. Alright, like this. We do have a bit of perspective distortion. That's why we need to address that thing as well. Oh, here's another interesting part. This thing goes in another area. So that's interesting. Oh, of course, because when you sit down, this thing goes down a bit. So this is the upper cylinder goes into this one over here. That's easy to fix. That's not a problem. So just let's make this thing like this. Do the necessary adjustments. So I'm going to select both of these, fillet them around. So it has that roundness. It's fine over there. Fill it over here. This one, not so bad. All right, so go to modify, lattice. Go to nope, not lattice, lathe, minimum. That's fine. Flip it around. Flip the normals. There we go. I'm okay with the segment type because I do want to use a turbo smooth to this, so it gives me more control. So what I'm going to do is, let's make sure we cap the core, weld the core. There you go. Now I'm going to go in and actually remove some of these edges because I think they're too dense at places. The turbo smooth will fix most of this. There we go. Remove those. Those are fine. Now the I actually tried turning around to see what's behind here, but I'm guessing that we have something similar to this, which is holding this entire section. So what I can do here is, first of all, let's center this thing like this. Now, oops, let's make another copy that's going to be 180. The reason for making it like this is because I want this thing to be a tad bit bigger, to about here. Make it a bit wider like this. That's cool. Select these guys and bring them down to like here. At the same time, make this thing a bit smaller. Again, I'm not playing around with the Z. I'm just scaling it on the X and the Y. There we go, just for extra stability in the chair. So once we put a turbo smooth on, we do need to add in some support edges on certain places, like here. Alright, that's fine over there. Add in the extra support in here as well. One over there, another one in there. There we go. That upper area is fine. Let's play around with the lower one. Same thing over here, just add in the extra edges. Give us that sharper turn over there. I don't need this thing to go all the way up now. Just need to go down to here. That's fine. Turbo smooth. I can go with 2 iterations if I need to have this thing smoother. There we go. All right. Make this gray. First of all, let me save this thing again. Okay. Twitch Cafe. Let's call this high chair. Now for this one, this is going to be an interesting chair to add, but what happens is we have this thing moving in like this. So I'm going to go from there to there, maybe here, 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 and here. All right, so with this line that I just created, if I put it to about here, I can see that now I need to move these further back. Move this thing even way back like this. The reason for doing it this way is that now, once I make it renderable, I can put it like this, choose how big I want this thing to be. That's fine. That's gonna be okay as well. All right, so I'm guessing this thing goes a tad bit to about here, like this. All right, cool. And I just need to make this thing on the width bigger till it gets in line with this. Yeah, it's fine. Now, let's add in the edit poly. And in here I can see that it kind of makes this a turn and it gets to be smaller like this before it goes in and flares out at the end like this as well. But again, it doesn't go back to the original size, but something similar, like maybe like this. All right, awesome. Now let's do the sides over here, because there are no sharp turns on this entire chair, so everything is one smooth turn. So that means we need to chamfer these. Four. Before I do that though, I think that I need to scale this thing in as well, because it starts to flare out from there. There we go. I think it looks much better now. Move it back a tiny bit like this. All right, cool. Now let's chamfer this. There's something about this side over here that doesn't make me feel this chair right. What is the problem here? All right, let me go and chamfer this at a different. Deselect those. Try to make this chamfer smaller amount of these guys, bigger chamfer. There we go. I'm trying to see so that these two don't actually overlap. That's fine. Let's do the same thing over on this guys, but it's gonna be a bigger chamfer. There we go. Now let's add in some extra corners to help hold this form. Over there, that's fine. All right, I'm actually okay with how this thing looks. So now we need to move this. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is make this thing a bit smaller. Nope. let's just draw it like this. Shrink. Yeah, there we go. Just this one. All right, that's cool. Now I need to, whoa. All right, so now let's add in the holes in here that I'm gonna need. So put in one like this, make sure it's constrained on the edges, make it on the, nope. All right, just leave it like that then. One in there, another one cut in there. One connection in the middle. Well, actually, you know what? Put in 3. That's gonna help me make this thing a lot easier for me and won't really change the geometry. Put in one more cap in there. And again, I can just move these guys off. So I get, oops, without that one and without that one, just move it down to here. I should probably just cut this thing in half or just use symmetry. So I don't have to do this on both sides, but it's fine. Deselect that size. Select that, and of course the top is not, god damn it. Fine, just delete that one. Now need to select these guys, delete those, select that whole thing, object, topology fast, nope, that's the wrong one, geometry, loop regularizer. And of course, before I do that, I need to turn off the constraints. Again, geometry, loop regularizer. There we go. Okay, topology, geometry, loop regularizer. Let's check it out. Both of these, bridge them together. There we go. Now I can also, with this selected, I can chamfer a small amount, like just something like this. So maybe 0.5. One is fine. Cap these guys off. Or not cap, but collapse. 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 I'm gonna have to do the same thing on the bottom as well. Which kind of sucks, but hey. All right. collapse, and damn it, I hate when this thing happens. Just isolate and collapse now. Alright, add in a couple of support edges on the interior. Okay, I need 2 segments, pinch them apart. That's gonna help with the smoothing, and there we go, boom. All right, we got the top one. We got just to do one more on the bottom here. Same exact thing. Let's just go in, add in one. This time around, just gonna try and do this quickly. So cap those off, those off. First of all, just rapid tools, geometry, loop regularizer, scale inwards. So 60. Rapid tool, geometry, loop regularizer, scale inwards 60. Turn on edge. Now let's try to move. Oh, nope. Let's move it without actually trying to do that thing or break up the line. Let me just isolate this like this. All right, let's bridge this together and see how this thing is gonna deal with the hole. It's fine, the top is fine, the bottom is fine as well. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and do the same thing we previously did. Just chamfer the same amount like we did previously, 0.5 with 1. Select that, collapse, select this, collapse. Same thing on this side as well as here. Nope. Collapse, 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 and collapse. Do the same, connect over here. 2 with 90, that's fine. And now, there we go. All right, awesome. So I got the seat, got this thing done. That's cool. We only need to add in the bottom here for this. I'm guessing this is for the shoes, where your shoes go, so you don't actually screw up the seat. So let's select that thing. And of course, I'm gonna have, damn it. All right, it's not a problem. We can just select this whole thing, detach as a clone, and work from it. All right, first of all, let's remove some of the things that we don't need. Like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and remove all of these support edges for now. This make the things a lot easier for me. There we go. Control backspace to remove that. I definitely don't need the corner ones. I want to, let's see like this. If I go ahead and make this thing X and then Y, cool, it works. So make it planar on the X, make it planar on the Y. There we go. Now let's make sure that it's not going to be clipping anywhere, so it's just going to get moved to around here, I guess. It's going to be fine. And yeah. All right. Need to move these guys closer like this. shell. Give us a thickness that we need, and edit poly. Now, add in some support edges so we can use the turbo smooth again. I'm going to see how many we need to add in over here to get this edge to turn right, but we'll see right now. So I'm going to try one over here, another one over there. And there we go. Alright, so that's okay. Is there anything else I'm missing on this chair? Not really. The only thing that's kind of bothers me is that it's too sharp here on the edges. So let's try remove this one. Alright, man. See you later, Vista. So if I remove just this edge, yeah, that's gonna make it a bit less sharp. Roll backspace. Ooh, wait a second. Does that thing go? Oh yeah, it does. It goes all around. So without those corner ones, it looks much more like, oh yeah, that's what I was missing. There we go. So it has a nicer or lesser beat of light on the corners now. So it's better to look at it. Awesome. All right, let's really quickly just do a very basic unwrap on this thing. I do want to have, there you go, so it goes across on one side. Same thing over here, both sides. Turn this thing into a seam. All right, remove that side. Remove that, convert that thing into, well, actually, I don't need to have both of these on the same side. I can just cut one like this, and do the same one over here as well. So we don't end up with extremely long UV islands. So deselect that. It's gonna be a really one at the top, but it does cut the corner there, so it's gonna be fine, I guess. All right. Let me save really quickly, hit really fast quick peel. Okay, so it's not cutting it right. All right, have fun. See you later. Why is this thing not cutting it right then? Wait, what? Dude, what the hell? Alright, let's cut it over here and see then. The circles that I cut out Oh, of course. God, I'm an idiot. God damn it. I forgot that we had these guys in here. Good catch. Good catch. There we go. I forgot we had these guys in. Edit scene. Yeah, not edit seams, but I need to get my point-to-point edge selection. Whatever. Just select. It's funny how sometimes when you work on something and you miss out some like minor details you did, you can spend so much time trying to figure what the hell happened, and it's something as simple as that. There you go. Quickly unwrap the whole thing like that. That's fine. All right, now cap. There we go. That's okay. Over here. All right, time to relax stuff. Okay, no? Okay. We won't relax it that way then. I'm gonna do a different thing. I'm gonna save first because this is where Max loves to crash. Since I know these are gonna be straight lines. Make them all straight. As I was saying, this is where Max likes to crash. Let's see if Max is gonna crash. Aha! Max did not crash. Okay. But I guess it's having problems with when I make it so it goes vertical aligned. It's ridiculous. The funny thing is this thing still does the same issues even on 2020 version of Max. They have still yet to find a quick way to doing this thing. So I can just select this, click this button, and I have to wait for like 5-10 seconds for it to like do this thing. Ridiculous. Good thing is that it's really not too many edges like this. Maya. Maya crashes when you just open the EV editor. Yeah. Wait, what the hell? Now let's see how this thing is gonna work. Wow. Really? Really? to the point where I just want to get this thing in a different program and just deal with it right away. What the hell is this? Alright, alright, no, not doing this thing, no. Save. Export. This is just so simple, and I hate when this thing happens like this. For something as simple as this to have to do stuff like this. So and I definitely don't want to just go in and relax this thing to make it work like it should, and all you can do is just get it into Unfold 3D and do this thing really fast. So let's import load obj. Let me find my Edge Cafe exports unwrapping. All right, hello. Control L cut. Control L cut. Control L cut. Control L cut. Select Control L cut. Control L cut. Control L cut. Cut. Unfold. Hello. Now, select both of these. Rotate, that's fine. Put it over on this side. I'll just move. And you guys here get selected. Control L vertical. No. Damn it. Control L vertical. Now go to optimize. Give it a bit of magic diamond. Holy crap, it did not work this way. All right. No. Really? Really? You gonna make me do this? Why are you making me do this? To relax it manually. Optimize. Come on. What the hell did I just do to this? Oh, damn it. This is why it's not working. The corners here are turning it. So this should not be going across like that. That's why I'm trying to figure out. So it should be blue. What software is this? This is Unfold 3D. or better known as Rism UV nowadays. Which kind of goes to show you that their new version is something I'm still not using. I'm still using the older one because their new one sucks. The controls that they have is really, really weird. Alright, so let me try it this time around now. Of course, doing the same thing again. Ah, there we go. Straight. Next time when I try to be lazy and not do a proper cut, remind me to shoot myself. Had I done the proper cut, this would have never happened because the cuts would be at the right place. But me wanting to save... Yeah, but it's not that complicated actually. The reason why I'm doing this is because basically I screwed up when I was doing the cutting, and it's a lot more faster than Max. Gives you much more cleaner results, much faster. And the great thing about this is when it does the straight lines, so you can make sure you know for a fact that all the lines that you do have here are actually straight lines. So when I do this and align them to go horizontal, I know that all of them are going to be horizontal, which is kind of great if you're making stuff for a game engine. You know for a fact that you won't get any sort of problems with the textures, with the light leaks and stuff. So just, there we go. And again, don't be lazy, just do it properly. There we go, like this. It's fine. Now back up everything together like this. Save the LBJ, close, delete this one. Now re-import the one that we just did. Texture coordinates is fine. Import. There we go. Let's test it out. Drop a material on it. Use a texture. Pretty much any texture would work. So let's try wood. Let's do the maple. Ah, damn it. All right, maple. Okay, that works just fine. If I go in here, rotate this thing 90. Cool. There is no problems even in the crevices here. Everything is clean. Yeah, that's Unfold 3D. All right, cool. So we got our chair. I'm going to save this and give it a different color. There we go. And turn off the material. So material undefined. Select that one, and that one, and that one. Give them all a different color, like this. Awesome. Save, and back to our scene. All right, great. Let's get our chair. The high chair, just merge it in here. Use scene material. And of course, damn it, unfreeze all, freeze all, or freeze selection, that is. I forgot to get this thing to be in the let's name these chair base chair base 02 high chair seat chair seat metal. All right. Is this a personal project? All the streams are personal projects. None of this is something that I have to do for a client. This is just basically you guys finding something that you guys like and then going like, well, let's put that thing in. And me trying to figure out how the hell do I put that thing in. That's it. But before I do that though, let me just get this high chair in the right size. So let's see if this thing is fine. Unhide all. There we go. So I know for a fact that this is supposed to be the size. So scale it in. Alright, so there we go. Unfreeze all, delete that. Now, let's just do this. Well, actually, I'm not going to change anything else. So what I'm going to do is go in here, reset the X form, and convert to an editable poly. So there we go. Kind of lost all the modifiers, but not really needed because everything here is fine. So save this now and get back to our cafe scene. Unhide all, there we go. Still have that thing in there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and merge these two together again. There we go. So we get this at the right size, which is, holy crap, slow. Oh, it's actually not the right size. Okay. Well, let's attach some of these together. That's fine. High chair base. High chair seat. High chair metal. Okay. So this, and this can go in as a group called high chair. If we got the high chair done, save this thing, put it as a different layer, and call this thing high chairs. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4 for this one, so let's add in 3 copies. Let's see, align, 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 and align. So I can remove those guys off. Let's put them up. Actually, don't want them all to be perfectly rotated. I want to have a bit of a randomness to it. Something like this. It's gonna look like it's being used. There we go. Also, I probably should have done this beforehand though. And yeah, I'm gonna do this now. So for this chair, isolate, open up the group, and let's do this. By angle 10. Select that one and select this one. Those two should have a set ID 2. And what I can do now for this is just make this thing into, instead of a V-Ray material, make it into a multi-sub object. Put it, no, set number 2, material number 2 copied, and this is gonna be wood. Again, let's give it the same texture that we had previously in the scene. Actually, I do have it here, I think. Yeah, I do. Well, no. I'm not gonna use that one because that one I use for the walls. So for this, I'll use the maple again. All right. Oh, put it in here. There we go. That's fine. Like this. Although I do want to flip it over and rotate it 90 like this. There we go. And the corners on that chair were, I think they were a bit different. Now let me just check and see. All right, cafe shop reference. Yep. So the other one is darker and the corners are actually lighter. So what this means, I can just go in here, swap these two. There you go. So lighter on the corners and dark wood. All right. So we got dark wood here. Put on a darker texture for it. In the diffuse. Not the ideal one, but let's just see how this thing is going to look like. 90 compared to what we have. Close enough, but I need a different dark wood. So this is mahogany wood. Let me see if walnut. Let's see how the walnut is going to deal with this. All right. Tiling 0.5. Nope. 0.87. Oh, wow. All right. So Control I, everything gets to be ID number 1. All right, much better. Close and deisolate. And again, let's just make a few more copies of this thing. So 3. Whoa, wait a second. I just get rid of those. Or just do this. Let's just make this simple. 3 copies again. There we go. All right, we got the chairs in. They're textured and everything. We're gonna use the same thing. All right, what did I miss in the chat? Was this a person? Yeah, that's. What do you think about making a smaller yacht or a trailer caravan? Not a bad idea. If you guys can give me some reference on what you want to do, we can probably use something like that for our next stream. You are awesome, bro. So are you guys. That's what I keep saying every single time. Whenever you guys come over and with XYZ. No, don't move the Z. Yep, that's fine. So I need 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more copies. Two, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, now let's get rid of the placeholders. Slowly getting rid of those. There we go. All right, we got the high seats done for our cafe, and we got the outer frame. So now we need to continue on making other things for our scene. Now for this one, I do want to have something here like a high table here. I think this thing is a bit too high for now, but we'll see in a second. All right, let me see what else can we do here. I'm gonna try and see what's up here in this place. Well, they don't have any high seats. Well, maybe just these, but I don't like this design. So, well, what about these chairs? Do you guys like these? Like I had this chair being placed in the chat or in our Discord channel last time. So do we make this one? Do we like it? Let me just try and find some of the other ones. Yeah, it's the same one. I'm guessing it's with this one, but this is just a high chair, and these guys are like low chairs, so it's not a big problem to make these. All right, so looks comfy. Yes, we love that chair model. Yes. All right, I guess you guys do like this chair model. Now, is there any idea that some of you might actually know how this chair is called? Because it would make things so much easier. Let's try and see. Is there actually a name for this thing? No, there is no name. Damn it. Let's try and see if we can find it. Drop the image in Google search, Google image search. Wait, what? Does that even work? Oh, you can actually just go in and drop an image in here? Holy crap. All right, this was new. The problem here is that I don't actually have an image. The other thing is 3D. It's not a 3D. It's what it's called. It's a Matterport. It's this thing. I cannot drop this thing into it, but it should give me something like this. What the hell is this now? Moen bathroom faucet stuff. No. Spectacular calm on bar stools for your home design. All right. What? Hell no. Ah, wait. What is this? I think that I saw a name there. Chintali or something like that. Let's see. Hey, close enough. No, those are height. Damn it, whatever. It's called Chintali, adjustable. All right, let's go. Chintali. Imports images. Chintali chair. All right, I'm guessing this is a manufacturer. You know what? I really don't care about this right size. Let me just go ahead and try to maybe find one where it's... Hey, they even got a bike over here. Valentina, this was your chair. Where the hell did you find it? Give me a name. Holy crap. Or even better, find me a name for one of these guys. You know what? Alright, scratch that idea. I don't need your image. God damn it. Just gonna do And by the way, welcome back. Here is your chair that you left me last time with. So there you go. You got this chair. Now for this, I'm gonna reset my thing and go ahead and just build it from scratch. Take some measurements. Where is this thing? I'm just gonna use this one for... Actually, you know what? Let's just use... You heard me all the stream, but you like to skulk in the silent parts of the internet. I see. All right. So, chair dimensions. Where's my chair? Chair. Alright, so 775. Okay, so box of 61.2. 57.5 and 77.5. This should be the chair. Okay, so this is the front side. Chair placeholder. This height for the seat should be at what exactly? Ah, damn it. Just give me a seat height, damn it. Chair, seat. $45. There. Okay, now let me open up my image so I can see how this thing looks. All right, so as a turn, another one in the back. I can actually zoom in a bit. That's nice. Let me go inside and see, maybe one of these guys is gonna be helpful. Full screen. Yep, it does work. All right, print screen, and I'm using you. Got to think of it, this shouldn't be hard to create. So what, 1, 2, 3, 4 elements. Let's see. Alright, just select this thing. And just select this whole thing and crop it together. Alright, save it down as a JPEG. Seat idea. Now, open it up. And all right, what is this? All right, so let's start off with a cylinder then. Okay, smaller one. 20 should be fine. Let's give it a 3. Oh, no. Height segments, that's fine. Now for this one, I do want to have an edit poly, remove the top, remove the bottom, detach this as a clone, not as a clone, just detach it. And move it over to this side like this. Select this thing, move it down to this side like this, or better yet, just snap it there. Let's make sure everything is snapped right. Attach both of these together. Bridge. Alright, let me just see if this thing is going to work. Topology, quad connect. Nope. I really need to play around and see how this thing actually works, but whatever. For now, I'm just going to cap this. All right. This definitely needs to be a bit thinner. So instead of going for a 3, let's offset it down for another like -1. It's like 2 centimeters now. And well, let's select this and the bottom. Inset once, very small amount. 2 more edges. One there, another one there. And now select that's fine. I can actually maybe even use a bend modifier for this, but it's such a small thing, it really won't make any difference. There we go. So in here, just add in one connect in the middle, remove this half, effect, pivot, center it here, symmetry, turbo smooth. Yeah, this will give me the base for the chair. There we go, like this. 2 is fine. Now I'm going to try and do something very interesting, and that is I'm going to try to get the geometry for this thing, at least for the top, with the help of the cloth modifier. So select this thing like this, grow once, twice, that's fine. Detach. As a clone, of course, as a clone. Now shell of a very small shell of 0.1, and drop a cloth modifier to it. Call this object properties. Well, first of all, let's turn off the gravity. We don't want any gravity for this thing, so 0. So object properties, just this thing is going to have a preset for a cloth of pretty much anything. Just cotton is going to be fine. Pressurize it to maybe 5 and click OK. Let's simulate local and see how this thing works. Of course, it won't work this way. This would have worked if this was a flat piece. Although, what if I do a bend modifier on this thing now? Probably there's a lot easier way to doing this, but just want to see if I can do it this way. Nah, it won't do it. Don't want to do it. I just not do it this way. Fine. Manually it is. Without a turbo smooth, just edit poly on top of here, select this, and manually create the seat. Attach as a clone. Again, turn this thing off, and there we go. So shell. It was a nice idea. It didn't work. So let's try one, then edit poly on top. Select this whole thing, bevel once, and once like this. Now select the whole underside of here because we really don't need this. Just delete it. In here I can see that there is a bit of a bulge at the corner, so let's add that edge over there and de-isolate. All right, let's decrease that line. Make sure it's under constraints. There we go, much better. All right, let's manually pull up some of this, some of these edges, and I definitely want to go in and maybe just add in some extra geometry in here. So select those two, deselect those two, and connect two segments, connect, and I can actually go in and just target weld this thing back to here so we don't end up with any triangles. So we've got quads, but just a bit more geometry, more handles to control the geometry, that is. So snap over there, snap over here. I can just select these guys off, bulge them up more like this. All right, cool. From what I can see on my image here, I will need this thing to bulge out a tiny bit more over here, which means I can just take this thing and pull it in a bit. Now let's select that and push it inwards. There you go, we got a much more controlled push this way. That's gonna give me that look. So without the push and with the push. That's nice. So edit poly on top of it. Again, turn off the turbo smooth. So grow. Pull it upwards. No, it's actually okay like this. Now, depending on what sort of a material I want to do for this, I can either go ahead and add in some wrinkling, which you would get in here. Like from what I can see in here, you can see those wrinkles being addressed over there, because you can see that from the folds on the fabric. But if this was leather, this would have been a lot more rigid, so we wouldn't have those wrinkles. But let's just, whoa, what did I just do? Oh, okay, I haven't saved anything. That's a scary aspect. Okay, so let's just save Twitch, cafe style, low chair. Let's add in those extra wrinkles then. Let's rename, I'm gonna wrinkles. Since this is a very low poly, let's see how the cut tool is gonna actually deal with this. How many do I have in iterations with this? Just one, and 2 iterations will give me a much more denser look, which is okay. So I can go on top of here, so the wrinkles can go on top of my turbo smooth. There we go. Let's go in and just add in some cut lines like this. So each wrinkle is basically 3. Oh, this is a good school example. Each wrinkle that you want to add if you take a look at over here, you're going to see that they either go outwards or inwards. So if they're going outwards, what you need is two edges to hold, or better yet, control the border, and one edge to basically give it the height. So if I select, let's say, just these guys off here and just move them up a bit and over to the side, maybe like this. If I put another turbo smooth, it will resolve the issues that we have here. So it's not going to leave any sort of triangle. It will give us this type of a wrinkle. So very sharp, very very precise wrinkles. And wrinkles usually are not this precise. They have some irregularities in them, so you can just have them overlap this like this a bit. And depending on how well you want to put them, you probably want to bunch them up, a couple of them together. Rarely you do see just one wrinkle. So go ahead and make it irregular cuts like this. Doesn't matter that we have stuff like this. Just move, just go in, cut. And just be careful when you're putting these edges close to the corners, because if you go ahead and put them in too close to the corners, sometimes it can give you some unwanted artifacts. But this time around, I don't think it's going to be a problem. There we go. We got some smaller ones. Well, actually, these are both still rather large ones. So let's go in and create a couple of small ones. And this is one of those things that do tend to take quite a bit of time to do it. But if you do it right, it can give you some really nice results, especially for increasing the believability of your wrinkles, like stuff like this. You can probably get away with just using regular texture to drive this inside the bump map, but when you actually go ahead and put it in the geometry, it gives you a lot more believable results, because it can double down. All right. Alright, that's about right. So since I don't want to do the same thing on both sides, I'm just going to do the symmetry again. Well, before we do the symmetry though, let's add in the center. So symmetry again on the Y, just to break up what I did over here. What I'm going to do is select these guys off with the relax tool. Just hit it once to break up that thing, and now turn on the Alright, I can probably do the same thing over here as well. I actually liked that result much more than the rigidity look that we had. So relax, very small amount, just hit it a couple of times. It's going to give you a different result. There you go. Probably should have pushed it a bit more over here so it kind of makes a sense where it's making the turn here. That's where the folds would naturally occur. So let's try and do that. Select these guys off. Hold on the edge, just move it. Nope, doesn't do shit. It won't work that way. All right, well then. turn off the constraints, move it a bit. I'm just kind of lazy. I don't want to do the same thing over again in the middle as well, just so I can get this sort of a result. But yeah, it's the same way of doing it. And holy crap. All right, so I just noticed that we've gone over the time limit. Anyways, it was a fun stream this time around. We made high chairs. We just saw how to do this. I'm probably not gonna go with this one, although I'm not very happy with this and I don't want to spend all this time. So I'm probably gonna end up on the next stream, get this thing into maybe Marvelous Designer and get it to basically fold like realistically. And let's see what else we did. We worked a bit on the outside of the cafe, like the frame for the cafe, and generally it's starting to look nice. We're giving it some nice detailing. The high chairs turn out really interesting and really well. I like how this thing is shaping up, and slowly we are building up our scene one by one. So I would like to thank everybody that was with me today. You guys were awesome. I loved some of the things that you shared. Some of your comments were great. Although today was a rather, let's just call it quiet stream. Not many of you were chatting around. Just like Valentina said, you're all watching, but from the shadows. Anyways, again, thank you for being with me, and I will see you all in the next stream. Peace.